call the Scottsboro work session Monday, December 16th to order. The invocation given by Ms. McCreary and the pledge of allegiance given by Mr. Brentwood.
Let us pray. Our dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day and the many blessings that you have given us. We pray that you will be with us tonight. Lead, guide, and direct us, and help us make the best decisions we can make for a wonderful city. We pray for all of our employees that you will watch over them and keep them safe as they go about their jobs each day. We ask during this holiday season that we remember to keep Christ in Christmas. We pray for our military personnel, both at home and foreign soil, that you will watch over them and bring them home safely to their families. We ask this in thy name. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The first one is the Tourism Advisory Board report given by Mr. J.P. Parsons. And the second will be an abatement process with Mr. Keith Smith giving us an update on that. So with that being said, JP, you come forward, please.
I'd like to bring Kelly Goodones up with me. He's the vice chair of our Tourism Advisory Board, and we had a meeting to discuss some of our things we want to accomplish in the future, and also we have one request that we require a little monetary assistance from the city, but I think it'll be beneficial in the future. And to do that, and it leads somewhat directly into what Kelly has to say, and we'd like to request that the city definitely take a look at joining the Alabama Mountain Lakes Tourist Association, which is an organization that represents the 16 northernmost counties of Alabama, and that membership fee is $150, and will cover not only being their travel planner, and there are almost 20 cities around North Alabama that and municipalities that are members of the North Alabama Travel Organization, and they use it for promoting attractions or events, but to help promote everything that Scottsboro has in the way of tourism, to bring it to the forefront. And we want to be at least as to show that we're in the same league with some of these cities that I'm looking at in that North Alabama area. But one of the biggest issues that Alabama Mountain Lakes would be to advocate or be an advocate for legislative issues that possibly the city of Scottsboro could not do for them. They would focus on helping us bring those legislative issues that would benefit us in the future. That's one, and to me, that's one of the biggest opportunities that we could get out of that $150 that you spend on an annual basis. And of course, they do have a brochure distribution system throughout the entire state, as well as within the 16 county area. And actually, more in that vein, they do distribute those brochures throughout I would say, our marketing region, which goes all the way from Indianapolis, Cincinnati, and their trade shows. And so that's another reason for becoming a member. And Kelly, as vice chairman, I was going to let him go over some of our vision and things that we'd like to maybe possibly look at for 2014.
JP's taking up almost the entire 5 minutes. I'm going to talk.
Oh, he gets 5 minutes too.
Talk real fast.
You can always submit these things in writing.
Just real briefly, we meet every month and we kick around a lot of different things, and just give you a quick synopsis. One of the things we really want to concentrate on is trying to get more activity here, physical activity, that is the swimming and the baseball and the softball and the tennis, and get more matches here, because we've got some great facilities here in the city of Scottsboro. We just need to get out there and bid and get some of these tournaments to come back into town. Another thing we're struggling to try to get back is the Scottish Festival, which was here for about 3 years and was extremely successful. I worked all of the festivals that were here, and they decided to go back to Huntsville, but I think that we might be able to encourage them to come back. And we've got great facilities, and we did a real good job for them. Also, we're not necessarily the city, but the hill climb that was up here on Highway 33, we're going to try to see maybe we can get reconsideration, get that brought back.
Well, the participants do stay in the city.
Yeah, they stay in the city court, you know, the actual events outside, but they all stay here and they all leave here. We're also kicking around the subject of bike trails and walking trails for the city, which a lot of people have brought to our attention is sorely needed in this particular area, especially bike trails, both mountain bike and city in-town bike. We're also kicking around the idea of doing a brochure for a historic trail for all the historical markers that are in and around the city and the county, and have them out published in the form of a brochure so that somebody could go throughout the whole area and know exactly where to look for and what they're talking about. And in that regard, we are working on getting a Scott Family Cemetery marker put up. We hope to have that by next April when the state historical people come here, so people will know the cemetery's up there. Now, it's well defined, but unless you know it's there, you probably miss it. So we've already sent the wording in for a historical marker to have put that down on Highway 35. Another thing we're trying to do is get a master calendar together, hopefully hosted by the chamber. And that master calendar, somebody can call in the chamber and say, look, who's got what going on October the 4th? And they say, well, we don't have anything so far, so pencil in whatever activity you have, you know, to try to get people together on October the 4th, so you don't have a lot of competition. That happens a lot here recently. We just discovered we've got a real serious conflict coming up later on this year. But if we had some sort of master calendar, we should be able to prevent that sort of stuff. And finally, trying to do something about updating our city website, because very, very often that might be a person's first contact with the city of Scottsboro. Pull it up on the computer and say, oh, let's look at this little town.
Becoming more and more common.
Sorry.
Becoming
Yeah, more and more common, exactly.
So,
So I think we need to update it, provide a lot more information. One of the things I'm working on is a little list of articles that are juxtaposing the history and the outdoor features of Scottsboro as opposed to the modern features of Scottsboro. They live in harmony with each other. So that's something I'm working on, and hopefully I'll be able to present that to City Council soon. Get that on our website. So thank you for your attention.
yeah, so as the $150 request, does that need to be brought in to also to?
It's always best to do that kind of
Right.
budget process, but I would recommend send a letter to Clark.
Okay.
I have a question, is that
Yes,
a one-time or is it an annual?
that's an annual fee.
I have a question. Is the chamber already a member of this? Don't they promote
I
Scottsboro?
am actually a board member of the Alabama Mountain Lakes. It gives the city more leverage in promoting Scottsboro as opposed to what we do countywide. So I was looking for more leverage for Scottsboro.
The Heritage Center also is a member.
So they are.
Thank you.
In those cities, you'll find the cities that are members, like, for example, Athens, Decatur, and Huntsville are members, but all their other attractions are members of that also. Thank you. Good question.
Next item is the abatement process for an update. Mr. Schmidt.
Yes, sir. You recall we discussed a house on Goldback and Wilson Street last meeting in which it had been determined that it needed to be torn down. It's an eyesore to the community and it's not safe as well. And talking with the mayor today, he's not here tonight, but we talked this afternoon, he states that an agreement has been reached with the property owner and that that property will be turned over to the city, which would allow us in turn to take care of this problem. There's some paperwork involved. It'll take about a couple of weeks to get all that paperwork completed. So if things go well, and I think it will, we're looking at sometime early January, having an opportunity to demolish the old buildings. And it should
go straight into the council meeting tonight, and with that, we'll dispense with the formalities. Ms. Phillips, will you do a roll call, please?
Mr. Smith?
Here.
Ms. McCarthy? Mr. Gary Stewart?
Here.
Mr. Miller?
Here.
Mr. Patrick Stewart?
Here. First item is the adoption of the agenda. I have a motion to adopt the agenda.
Make a motion to adopt the agenda.
Second. Second. Any discussion? All will vote. All in favor say aye. All opposed say no. Next item is approval of previous minutes from December the 9th. I have a motion to approve minutes, previous minutes from December the 9th.
I make that motion.
Second.
Second.
Any discussion? If not, we'll vote. All in favor say aye. All opposed say no. There is no old business or new business. So with that, we'll go to reports. Mr. Smith?
Only thing I have to say is I appreciate the mayor working on this project we talked about last week, and it seems to have gotten taken care of quite easily and quickly. And I think that's good for all of us. Thank you, that's all I have.
Mr. Craig?
Well, I just want to thank everybody for attending all the meetings and all your support during this past year. We've had an exciting year. I also want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and I look forward to seeing all of you in 2014. And I want to thank the Electric Power Board for being so faithful, for coming and doing the videoing for us, because I have comments all the time from people that enjoy watching the meetings that came in, so thank y'all very much for that. That's all I have.
Mr. Miller?
Also, Merry Christmas to everyone, Happy New Year, since we won't be until after the next 2 weeks. But also, from my understanding, there's some competition in the Salvation Army donations. So, Mr. Stewart and myself are going to be at Walmart 5 to 8. So we want to try to rack up as much as we can. So y'all come on out and drop it in the bucket for us.
Mr. Gary Stewart?
No, I just wanted to thank everyone for being here and remind everybody to shop local for Christmas. It would help the local merchants, and it would help our city, so please try. Thank you very much, and have a great Christmas.
I just want to reiterate what everyone else has said. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. It's been an exciting year. It's a learning curve every time we have a meeting, something new every time. I want to announce that we will not have a meeting on Monday the 23rd of December or the 30th. So our next scheduled meeting will be January 6th. That's right. It'll be a quick meeting. Need to adjourn this. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? If not, we'll vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. We're adjourned. Thank you.